up next, your opportunity to talk with Cupertino Mayor Phil Johnson live. Just call 252-4641 to ask him about any issue or recent city council action.
City council meeting. Oh no! Oh, big talkers.
Hey there, what you reading?
Oh, I'm reading about the city council meeting. These guys are making all these big decisions, and I have a few ideas I'd like to tell those folks.
You can always call the mayor. Now you can, on the new Channel 30 program, Ask the Mayor. Here.
Hello?
Hi, this is Phil Johnson, Mayor of Cupertino. Can I help you?
Mayor? Mayor Johnson?
If you've got a question you've been dying to ask, here's your chance. Just call 252-4641 and ask the mayor. Call now.
Hello, I'm Pat Jackson, and I would like to welcome you to the 8th edition of Ask the Mayor. I'm your host for this evening's program, and across from me is the Honorable Mayor Phil Johnson. Hello, Phil.
Hi, Pat. How you doing?
Just fine. I would like to ask you about some of the highlights of the City Council meeting last night, or what happened.
Well, it was a short meeting, fairly brief. We had the highlight of the meeting was a contingent of Japanese students from our sister city, and also 2 teachers. There were about 5 students, and this is about the 7th time that we've received a contingent of students. And it's part of our Sister City program. It's been a very valuable part of our program. And not only have adults and members of the council from the community traveled to our sister city, but we've also received their council members. And I really think the most enjoyable part has been seeing some of this exchange of students and the cultural ties that are being built between the 2 communities. So that was a lot of fun. We had the visitors here. We made them honorary citizens.
Very nice.
So I think that was the highlight of the evening.
And 7 years this has been occurring in Cupertino.
That's right.
Students for that period of time.
A lot of people in the community have put a lot of work into this.
Well, it certainly showed, didn't it, last night?
That was the fun part. We had several items. It was an early meeting. We got out around 9:45. One of the items that may be of interest to people that shop at the crossroads, there is some relief in store for parking. On the western half, in front of the Mervyn's area, near the Marie Callender's of the crossroads, they are going to be restriping the parking to be able to fit in more parking spaces, redoing the internal circulation of the parking lot, and also providing some more landscaping to dress up the entire shopping center. So very shortly, hopefully we'll see an improvement in the parking situation and also the appearance.
So we'll see some changes there. Okay. You know what? Each time that we've had an Ask the Mayor program, one of the highlights, certainly for me, has been the trivia question that you have asked each time. So, what's the trivia question tonight, Mayor Johnson?
Well, this was real hard. That was good. I didn't give it away. If somebody, the first person that can call in and tell us what the name of our sister city is in Toyokawa. I just blew it, Pat. I can't believe it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will have a new trivia question, but we're happy to let you know that the mayor does, in fact, know the answer to that question.
I have another one for you.
You have another
You can see how quickly I can rebound. The answer to the first was Toyokawa, Japan, but we do have another sister city.
Good.
If you can name our second sister city, and it's in Italy, so that's your hint.
All right. So we now know what the sister city is in Japan. The mayor has let us know that's Toyokawa, but there is another one in Italy. So don't forget, when you call in, you can tell us what the other sister city is. All right, we're going to take a call right now, Phil. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Yes. First of all, it's Cupertino, Italy.
Ah, all right.
Okay.
Would you be sure and stay on the air and let them know as soon as you ask your question so they can get your name? And, you know, it's Lunch with the Mayor is the grand prize.
Okay.
So you don't want to miss it.
All right.
And your question now.
Yes. I was wondering why they had put no left turn signs on Pasadena and Imperial. When I come out from my mother's house, I have to either go down Pasadena or Imperial, way over to Orange, up Orange at the stoplight, or I have to go back over Downburn, and I just wondered why they'd done that. It makes it so hard for the people who live in there.
Oh, that's a good question. By the way, I have to say that I didn't, your answer to the trivia question is correct, by the way.
Oh, thank
That's not the one that I was expecting.
Oh.
Our first sister city in Italy was Cupertino. The one that we currently have is Ivrea.
Oh.
But you're technically correct, and I'm impressed that you remember that.
Well, I've lived here since I was 3, and I'm getting up there in age by now. I've been here about 38 years.
We never heard from Cupertino, so we had to find another city.
Okay.
But that whole area we have been struggling with for, in fact, as long as I've been on the council. We've had several problems. The streets were not designed for a lot of traffic, and you have a lot of people trying to take shortcuts through that area to get to Blackberry Farm. So number one, the first thing that we've tried to do over the past couple of years is to discourage that traffic and reroute it.
Right.
Second problem is that you still have commute traffic trying to take shortcuts throughout that area, and to the concern of the residents. We've had groups of homeowners there. They've even formed associations. They've gotten together, and they've constantly expressed a concern over the amount of commute traffic going through there, and also at the speed. And it's very dangerous on those narrow roads.
Oh, I know. It's unbelievable.
And so what we've tried to do is to try and discourage that. At the same time, that causes inconveniences for some of the residents. It's a catch-22 situation. We've never felt good about it. What we've done in the past is we try to let the neighborhood come up with their own solutions, and we try and let the majority of the residents come up with a solution that we adopt. And usually at first it's on a temporary basis, and then we review it periodically to see if it's working. Not a perfect situation, and it's good to hear that you have a concern with that.
Could I have just another brief second?
Sure.
The stoplight at Orange Avenue and Stevens Creek, when they first put it in, it was on demand. When you drove up there from the side streets, it turned. Now it seems to have people, it seems to be timed and has people stopping on Stevens Creek when there is traffic to go across, and stopping on Orange or Man Drive when they should be going across. They're stopped, and it doesn't seem to be working as well as when it was on demand. And I just
Okay, well, that's a key intersection. We've actually had a fatality there before a traffic light was ever put up. I will talk to our traffic engineer. If you don't see an improvement or a change, person that you should call in the next couple of days is Glenn Griggs. It's a fairly easy manner for us to adjust the timing of the traffic signals, especially since we do have an interconnect system now that's been installed for some time. So I'll look into it, and if you don't see a change, then ask to speak to Glenn Griggs.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Don't forget to leave your name
All right, I will.
with the people downstairs. If you should be cut off, be sure and call us back, because we want to know your name, and your lunch with the mayor is coming up.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for calling. Here we are live, waiting for your call. Don't forget, call 252-4641 and ask the mayor any questions you may have concerning your community. He's right here and ready to give you the answers. So don't forget, call 252-4641 and ask the mayor a question. Now, it could be that many of you loyal Ask the Mayor fans realize that we have not been on the air for almost a month, and we are appearing on a Wednesday evening instead of a Tuesday evening. The council did go to San Francisco to a League of California Cities meeting, and in turn that threw off the timing for the city council meeting. So we usually come on the night after the city council meeting. That makes it Wednesday night this week. But we do hope you'll give us a call this evening. Ask your questions, 252-4641. And speaking of the conference in San Francisco, Mayor Johnson, what is the League of California Cities, and how does it affect the cities in California?
Well, the League of California Cities has been in existence for quite a while, and basically they try and get as many cities, no matter what the size, to join this organization. And there's actually headquarters in Sacramento. And the organization tries to support the cities with feedback and information about legislation that's occurring in D.C. and in Sacramento that could impact their own jurisdiction. It's a valuable resource for the cities. And the conference that's held once a year, and this year it was held in San Francisco, so it's very close for the Cupertino Council to travel to. It allows you to talk to other council members, other department heads, and other peers throughout the state to be able to share problems and, more importantly, to try and identify solutions to problems. And it helps to really to put things into perspective, to talk to people in other communities. You learn a lot.
I'm sure you do. And an idea that may have been tried in another city has been proved to work or not work, and that way could save time in Cupertino
That's true.
on something like that. So I'm sure you get to see a lot of things and hear a lot of ideas that are helpful to the
Well, there's
local
several
cities.
thousand people that show up, so you do get a good chance to meet people.
It's a well-organized conference,
Yes.
is my understanding, too. Phil, I've been hearing about an environmental impact statement, which I would like to ask you about in just a moment. First, we're going to take a call, and then would like to ask you some more about that. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Yes, I have a question for Mayor Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, I've heard the rumor that a big hotel is going to go up where Cali Brothers is now. And I'm wondering if this rumor is correct, and if so, what's going to happen to the Cali Brothers landmark?
Good question.
The Cali Brothers landmark is the current owner of the property, Ed Cali. There is a feed mill there that's currently in business, and he's made the decision, I think, to move it out of the valley into the Fresno area. But regardless of where he's going to relocate, he has sold the property, and that property is being developed, and it's being developed into what we typically call town center. Some people view the Cali land as a landmark. Other people view it as an eyesore. So there is some debate on that, and that's ongoing. However, the structure, it's not feasible to turn the structure into anything else, and it is coming down.
Okay.
And that was one part of the question. And I believe the other part of the question had to do with the hotel, correct?
That's
Yes.
correct.
We've gone for 20 or 30 years now without a hotel in Cupertino. Now we're suddenly looking at 4. And the largest of which is going to be in the Valco area. And it's going to be a major complex. We have not officially been presented any plans yet in a public hearing before the City Council. I would imagine that will happen in a couple months. But it will be built by Marriott's, and hopefully we'll get a first-class facility that not only will have rooms, but will have a major convention area. It's very difficult when you have more than 20 or 30 people to try and find a place where you can meet in this area.
Right, that's correct.
So,
So, well, I thank you for your answer.
okay, well, thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Following along on exactly that item having to do with hotels, I understand there was a study session last night before the council meeting around 5:30 regarding a proposed hotel site. Could you tell us a little about that?
Sure. I mean, this is something that we really haven't done before, but because it is such an important development within the city, and it's going to be a landmark in Cupertino, we did meet with some of the Valco principals. We met with some of the architects and also some representatives from Marriott's. And at that point in time, what we were trying to do is to give them some direction on what we're looking for. It was very general guidance. We were trying to establish that we wanted a quality development architecturally, that we wanted it to be dynamic and timeless. And we also gave them some guidelines about the location and in terms of how close we wanted it to Stevens Creek. And basically just general comments to let them have a little more feedback so that they can fine-tune their plans before they come to the public and before they come to the City Council.
If I were a citizen, or we see citizens, many of whom are listening tonight, that would say, I would like to be part of this process, what are some of the meetings that will be coming up where citizens can give input and give the council, planning commission, an idea of what they have in mind?
Well, they're going to go away right now, and they're going to spend some time incorporating our comments and perhaps changing some of their plans. There is not a schedule date when they're going to be returning. If people are interested, they can do a couple things. Number one, watch the scene, watch the newspapers. We will be advertising in both. If you're a member of an association or organization, phone in, give us a contact in your group, and the city clerk's office will be glad to notify you when we are having meetings.
All right.
Or call any member of the council. I would imagine that's probably going to be a month or two before you start seeing the process at the Planning Commission and then moving to the City Council. But I'm hoping that will involve quite a few people in the community because it's going to be an important development.
That's true, and people are going to be involved because they're interested, I'm sure. So for them to know when and how to do this, I think is important. This program is only half an hour, so be sure to get your calls in right now, 252-4641. We're anxious to hear what you have to say about your community. And also just a reminder that following this program, there will be a special Planning Commission meeting. That's right after this show, so don't forget to stay tuned and listen to the Planning Commission meeting. We had started earlier, Phil, talking about the environmental impact statement. Those are a lot of big words, aren't they? Could you tell us, when you break that down, what does it mean?
Looks like this.
Looks like this.
It's a key document. We've been waiting for a long time for this. If you are at all interested in what happens to Highway 85, I'd recommend that you try and get your hands on a copy of this. Basically, in terms of Route 85, it's a major development through the area, affecting many cities. And this project or this study looks at all the various alternatives. And there are 8 or 9 different alternatives for Highway 85. One hasn't been selected yet. And it looks at each alternative and looks at the impact that it would have on the community, on the environment, and at a variety of factors. Now, what's important for people to realize, if you want to look at this, we have copies at City Hall. There is also a copy at the library that can be reviewed. And if all else fails, give one of the council members a call and we can get you a copy. There are also some other meetings that are occurring that we can discuss later on if you wish, Pat, that I'd like to give people the dates on.
All right, because I think those dates will be important for people to know about.
That's right.
It's just about time for us to take our usual 1-minute break. Now, while we're gone, please pick up your phone, call 252-4641, and give us a call. You'll only have about 15 minutes left, and you certainly don't want to be left out.
We need another trivia question,
That's
Pat.
right, we certainly do. So call 252-4641. I'm Pat Jackson, and we'll be right back. I'm Pat Jackson, and we're back on Cupertino's Ask the Mayor with Mayor Phil Johnson and myself, encouraging you to call in and ask the mayor questions, 252-4641. And don't hesitate, we only have about 15 minutes left, and we do want you to have an opportunity to ask the mayor. Now, something that occurred earlier in the evening, ordinarily we have only one trivia question an evening. But the mayor got so eager tonight that he gave the answer to the first trivia question. Now, we can't possibly let the community not have another opportunity at this, so here we have something that I think is in fact connected with our Sister City program from Toyokawa, and this was present at the council meeting last night. Could you give us some background on it, Phil?
Very little, Pat. That was a gift from our sister city in Toyokawa. It was presented by one of the teachers to us, and we're going to keep it on display here, probably in the main foyer, in the main lobby, in the glass case that we have, where many of our sister city gifts are being displayed. This is a tough trivia question. I'll be impressed if anybody can call up and tell us what this is.
All right. And if they were watching the council meeting last night, it was named on the council meeting, at the council meeting,
If they
wasn't
listen
it?
very carefully.
If they listen very carefully. So it's an unusual gift, but one that I think has great symbolic significance in Japan. So I'm anxious to see if we have some callers that might know the answer. Something I think our viewers might be interested in is that November in Cupertino is really a changing of the guard. On November 12th, Barbara Rogers, who is now Mayor Pro Tem, I believe, is going to be the mayor of Cupertino. Phil Johnson's term will be over. So this is one of your last opportunities, along with our next Ask the Mayor, to ask Phil some questions. So don't hesitate. Pick up your phone, call 252-4641, and get an opportunity to ask Phil Johnson some of your questions. You might even want to wish him well in his time as on the council, and give us a call, 252-4641. We had started talking about the environmental impact statement, Phil, and you had mentioned that there were some dates that you might be able to share with the
The public or people in the listening audience may be interested. There are going to be some map displays. There are some maps shown in the book. They're very hard to read because they're so small. So there are going to be some major maps of the entire 85 corridor. And those map displays are going to be held from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m. on Wednesday, October 16th at Branham High School in San Jose, and on Thursday, October 17th at the Campbell Community Center in Campbell, and on Friday, October 18th at West Valley College at 14,000 Fruitvale Avenue in Saratoga. And a public hearing will be held beginning at 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday, October 23rd at Branham High School, and on Thursday, October 25th at West Valley College. And then the two most important dates will be November 13th. Here, the City Council will be having an informal public hearing on the 13th of November at 7 o'clock, and also on December 3rd.
So ample opportunity for citizens to learn about this report and to contribute input.
And most importantly, though, is to help us decide on what alternative we want to be developed in the Highway 85 corridor.
Because that's a really important part of Cupertino.
That's right.
I'm sure we're all daily aware of that impact. Right now, let's take a call. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Hello. May I please speak to Mayor Johnson?
Yes, he's right here.
Okay. Hi, Mayor Johnson. This is Marilyn calling. I recently heard on a newscast that the city of Sunnyvale has the highest crime rate in the Bay Area. And I was wondering how Cupertino was in comparison to Sunnyvale and other cities.
I haven't seen the recent crime statistics. Cupertino we have some good police enforcement, but we do have a couple of things that work against us. We have some very nice neighborhoods, so that's attractive to burglars. I would say we don't have major crimes. Most of our problems have to do with check bouncing in the stores, and also in terms of residential home burglaries. And that's because it's a fast getaway. I mean, most residential areas are close to 280 or close to a major street, Highway 85 or Stevens Creek, De Anza Boulevard. So people should be concerned, and it's important that neighborhoods get together and have groups. There are several programs that the police department will be glad to talk to you about. But it's important that people are aware that there can be a problem. Cupertino has been very fortunate because we have some good coverage by the county sheriff's department. In terms of where we stand right now with Sunnyvale, I'm not quite sure. Now, Sunnyvale does have their own public safety department, but in terms of our ability to serve people, I think we do just as good a job.
That's good to hear. Well, can I ask you another question?
Sure.
Kind of along the same lines. Well, since the city's growing so quickly, are there concerns, are there preparations or anything in the planning stages for getting our own police department in the city?
We talk about it every year. We had a major study done about 3 or 4 years ago where we did have some outside help come in. And we're just about at that point. We're spending several $1 million a year contracting the county sheriff's department. The study indicated that we're almost at the break-even point where it'd be more cost-effective for us to do it. We are evaluating it each year. One of our concerns has been is that the initial capital improvement cost for a building and for the equipment would be fairly steep. So no answers yet, but it's something that's it's on the back burner, and we reevaluate our needs on a yearly basis.
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks a lot.
Just a minute. Could you tell us, in response to our trivia question, what this is that was presented to the Cupertino City Council from our visitors from Japan?
Geez, I'm looking at it. It's really nice, but I'm afraid I have no idea.
Okay.
Thank you for trying.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Mayor Johnson, last Saturday night, you and I both attended a very special birthday party. Would you mind telling the citizens something about that?
Sure. Through the courtesy of Valco and several people that spent a lot of time and effort organizing a little birthday celebration, we had a 30th birthday party for the city of Cupertino.
It's happy birthday, Cupertino.
And we had a nice attendance. A lot of people I've never seen before showed up. Some people even brought their families. That was nice. And we had quite a few displays. A lot of old fruit crates, pictures, early pictures of some development. I think we had some people there from previous years that were introduced and spoke to us. It was a nice evening.
I think it was very nice, and we had many older citizens, members of the Cupertino Historical Society, people who are involved in the city now, citizens who simply want to say happy birthday, Cupertino. So it was really a nice evening. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
We were actually 30 on October 10th, 1955.
You know, that also brings up something that is going to be shown here in Cupertino. It's going to be a premiere showing here on Channel 30, Cupertino Perspective, 30 Years of Change and Transition. And if you tune in on October 21st at 6 p.m., you'll get to see this very special program that has to do with the 30 years that Cupertino has been a city. So don't forget, mark your calendars, because I think you'll enjoy it. And speaking of Cupertino being 30 years old, what was the original reason for Cupertino being incorporated as a city?
Well, in talking to some of the early pioneers, there are a couple reasons. At that time, cities such as San Jose and Sunnyvale were annexing surrounding land at the speed of light. So they were concerned they were going to be swallowed up into one of those two cities. And they wanted to retain some sort of their own identity and trying to capture a rural identity. That was one of the reasons. Another significant reason was the orchardists or farmers at that time felt that they would have a lower tax base by incorporating. Much lower as opposed to the city of San Jose, which at the time was over $1 per assessed $100 of land value. So that was a major consideration. And then also they wanted some local control or local representation over their own sphere of life or environment. But probably what prompted it the most was the fact that San Jose and Sunnyvale were annexing at a rapid clip.
So it was really a self-protective measure in many ways.
Yes, it was.
Right, because people liked the quality of life here, they liked Cupertino, and they didn't want to see that disappear in another city. So that all makes the birthday party that we had last Saturday night especially meaningful, doesn't it? In the fact some people took a strong stance and were very proactive. In,
we had quite a
that.
few people that were there that have been contributing to the community for all 30 years. So we did have quite a handful of pioneers that were there.
And it was good to see them, wasn't it? It really was. You know, Cupertino's lived through the 30 years, and one of the things that I think is interesting is there's a proposed civic center expansion that's going to come up. I attended a Cupertino Library Commission meeting last night looking at some of the plans for the expansion of the library. It's my understanding that there will be some changes at City Hall. When will that take place, and what will it look like?
Well, we've been reviewing the plans, and it's going to take place within a short period of time. You'll see some major work being done in a very short time period. Perhaps completion as soon as 18 to 24 months. But what we intend to do is to expand City Hall, both upstairs and in the basement. And we also intend to provide some more parking and also expand the library and eventually allow for future development if we need a public safety building. So it's going to be a very large parcel of land that's all tied in together and hopefully give people a civic center perspective.
Well, it sounds great, and I'm looking forward to it. Well, it's just about time for us to say goodbye. Be sure to mark October 22nd on your calendars. That's when our next Ask the Mayor program will be aired. And also, don't forget, stay tuned for the Planning Commission meeting. I'm Pat Jackson.
Good night, Pat.
Good night, Phil.